there's no success story that I can think of, whether it's in music or sport or business or anything, where when you hear that person talk about the journey to success, it doesn't involve thousands and thousands of hours as a kid, as a young adult. Part of what I talk about in general on my podcast and with my audience is the importance of mentors and mentorship, and it's something that I didn't really pick up formally in my life until probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I always believe very much that my journey would have been a lot smoother along the way, had it happened to me 20 years ago plus. I read a quote when I was preparing for this today from you that said, "You need to listen to the greats to become great." So obviously it brought me right back to mentorship. I mean, was that something said? Well, I guess you said it recently, but was that something that was more part in your early career, or now you're obviously established and successful yourself? Do you still feel that you've got mentors, or you've got greats that you look up to and take advice from?
Yeah, I take advice from. My thing is, when I was growing up, the reason why I said that statement was because that's what I did. People ask me, why, how do I sing the way that I sing? Is because, like I told you earlier, when I was younger, and while my friends were out playing on the street, I was in the house listening over and over to great vocalists. And that's what I mean. I studied great singers. So if you really want something, you study people who are already successful at it, and then it becomes yours. I mean, even Amy was the same. Who's, Amy and I were friends, and she was the same. She was listening to Sarah Vaughan every day. That's why she and I got on, because she did what I did. She was a little kid listening to the greats, the Billie Holidays, that, every day while the kids are out on their scooters having a laugh. She was in the house listening to Sarah Vaughan. And, you were the odd kid. Everyone thought you were crazy, but that's what you do. If you're passionate about something, you want to listen to people who have already acquired the success in that thing. And you then become great yourself. It's just about putting the time in. When you're passionate about something, you haven't got time for anything else. My whole thing has always been the same. Obviously, being in church, it was a great place to hone a talent, because you get to sing every single day. But what's wonderful about the church environment is that you're selfless. My gift is not mine. That's what I'm taught. I'm taught that everything I do is to touch people's lives. That's it. It's not self-glorification, which is what most people are doing, what they're doing for. It's not about that. We're here for each other. That's the beautiful thing you get from, being brought up in the church. And I think it's stuck with me, that thing there. It's really about passion. Really, it's about that.
Well, and like you say, you said a minute ago, it's about putting in the time and the time, the passion. I don't think there's no success story that I can think of, whether it's in music or sport or business or anything, where when you hear that person talk about the journey to success, it doesn't involve thousands and thousands of hours as a kid, as a young adult, whether it's practicing the craft themselves or listening to others or watching or just being completely absorbed. Any of the greats in any field, I've got that common trait with them.